Umbral travel. The spirit wilds constitute a mystery even to the guru, whose animistic outlook makes them familiar with the spirit world, but not strictly of it. Although it is an ever-changing place of thought, spirits, and emotion, some truths, and even locations within its mirror shadows, remain constant to a certain degree. Certainly, things can change at a moment's notice, especially during an era of apocalypse. But to those guru who make exploration of the Umbra their specialty, one can understand the rules of the spirit world if one knows what to look for. At least for now. Umbral travel. There are stories that, in earlier days, the guru could pass back and forth through the Umbra through any reflective surface. Other shifters, lost long ago to the ancestors' rage, having the ability to traverse the spirit world. The Umbra is a mystical place, but it's just as dangerous, if not more so, to the guru than the walking lands. This is a world of nothing but dreams, thoughts, imagination. The most dangerous part of humanity, mind you. Imagination. So what exactly could you get from being a well-known cartographer, I guess, of the Umbra? Let's check that out. Silver steps. In the Umbra, the guru leaves behind silvery footsteps that only they themselves can see, which helps them find a way back across the gauntlet once it's time to return. The difficulty to return to the physical world from the Umbra by using the rite of shadow passage is reduced by 1 when you're the rite master. Having a way back doesn't sound too good when you stop and think about it. Like, when you stop and go, well, if we only walk this one direction, why can't I just turn around and follow the same way? Use the same landmarks. Unfortunately, the land of spirits is not exactly what I would call stable. It shifts. It changes. It constantly mutates into something else, given whatever thoughts or emotions may be present. Even yours. If you, a creature of such rage, is lost in that mentality, it could reflect in the spirit world around you, as all of the spirits and the guides that should be there to help you are influenced by your emotions. That's why it's so important to stay on top of things. But with silver steps, all you have to do is turn around and see that you've left footprints of your passage. You could follow them no matter how much the terrain changes. You have the ability to work your way back to where you crossed the gauntlet in the first place. Now, the benefit that the rite of shadow passage, if you are the one who is performing the main rite for your pack, is reduced by 1. Well, that's just something nice and extra, isn't it? Web music. You have observed the movements of pattern spiders, and once per scene, when their webs are present, you may pluck those strands like musical strings and draw the attention of a single pattern spider present. whether visible or otherwise. This signaling doesn't make the spider predisposed towards you by any means, but it attracts the spirit's attention infallibly. Pattern spiders. Pattern spiders are effectively the makeup of umbral passage. They are what makes things materialize. They are, in essence, the minions of the weaver itself. We'll go over werewolf theology and all that at some other point, I'm sure. But this allows you to get the attention of one of those pattern spiders. A spirit that may not want to like you or anything like that, might not be on your side, but will at least stop to listen to what you might have to say. And sometimes opening a door to a conversation can be opening the door to a solution that you and your pack may be missing. Underworld Initiate. You're aware that there are parts of the Umbra, you think, that belong to a different kind of spirit and a different timbre of emotional resonance. Although you can't communicate with them inherently unless they choose to communicate with you, you can see what can only be described as ghosts. When they're present in portions of the Umbra, or when they haunt the physical world, they can't hide from you unless they use specific supernatural powers to allow them to do so. Underworld Initiate is a very interesting one, primarily because it shows the layering of the Umbra. Many Guru see the Umbra as one specific location, a mirror dimension of the real world. What things could be if the Weaver has not gone unchecked, if the worm has not gone a little off kilter, but what Gaia had intended for the world, the wild. Guru who have a little bit more experience, or perhaps have stumbled across something, will realize that there's more than just the two worlds. The dimension of the Umbra is not something that is just the spiritual shadow of the world. The world itself is part of the Umbra. The earth itself is another physical layer. And there happens to be a layer in between those things where spirits of the dead gather, the Shadowlands. And that is exactly what Underworld Initiate gets a Guru who takes this Loresheet at this level. Underworld Initiate allows you to communicate with ghosts if they wish, to interact with them, both in the Umbra and in the Skinlands, or the waking world. Not many Guru have the ability to just interact with the spirits of the dead. The Restless Dead aren't necessarily fans of other supernaturals. They've been taken advantage of a lot. But this will at least open up a line of communication for you. Spirit sustenance. You are particularly attuned to the spirit world, and you suffer only superficial health damage when you fail to spend willpower to stay in the Umbra for a protracted period of time. This is something that I think many of the older people who are used to Werewolf the Apocalypse might not understand, is that the Umbra is not exactly what we would call home to the Guru anymore. Neither is the normal world, but they're at least more attuned to it. They lived here before they went through their first change. Their bodies are accustomed to what this world has to offer in all its polluted glory. But spiritual or spirit sustenance allows you to make umbral travel easier because, again, what some people don't realize is that spending time in the Umbra can actually bring you aggravated damage, damaging you over time, eventually possibly even killing you. This dot in the lore sheet, this 4-dot advantage, allows it to make it so that aggravated damage is not what you initially take. You take superficial damage in the Umbra instead of aggravated. Now, rules for taking damage still do apply here. As your health wanes and you fill up your superficial track, it will begin to double over and you will go back to taking aggravated damage. But this does give you more time for travel. The implications are very useful. Chthonic secret. You're the current keeper of a monumental umbral secret, such as the location of a powerful spirit's domain, or the hunting ground of a legendary guru spirit, handed down to you by the previous keeper of the secret, and so on, up the chain of spiritual duty. What you do with this knowledge is up to you, but whatever Vasant's spirit the secret is about knows you know. You should get the storyteller involved with this one. Chthonic secret's interesting. It pulls you into the concept of what the Umbra might hold. When a guru dies bravely in battle with enough renown, they're not necessarily destroyed, but done with their physical existence, allowed to live in the Umbra, doing what they do. Perhaps it's some type of rare gift that could be given. It doesn't have to be a guru spirit either. It could literally be any umbral spirit or any interesting location. What if it's the entrance to some grotto that has a moonlit silver pond that may grant some gifts at a cost? This really does open up the ability to have you and your storyteller come up with some amazing storyline together. Something that your storyteller may have not even considered that any of you were interested in at the creation of the chronicle. I enjoy things like this because it causes teamwork between storyteller and player. In a sense of what's happening in the world of the guru, you have a secret that marks you as a warden of an umbral passage for some way. It's a very interesting use, and I like it very much. Umbral Traveler, this lore sheet, it gives you so many amazing opportunities to explore the spiritual side of Werewolf the Apocalypse. It's not a game of just rage, destruction, and death. It should also be looked into for spiritual growth and finding out exactly what individuals truly feel on the inside as their characters progress. Now, that's just my opinion on things. Obviously, you can play a hack and slash, bite and claw game all you want to. There's a lot of fun in that, especially with the powers that are gifted in this edition of Werewolf the Apocalypse. I am interested in seeing exactly how you use things. No time like the present.